Good afternoon and welcome to East Brunswick High School. Today it's volleyball. It's a red division matchup between the Vikings of South Brunswick and your host, the Bears of East Brunswick. I'm Frank Noppenberger, and I'm joined by Hall of Fame legendary volleyball coach Greg Rutz. Greg, this is the first time around in the GMC, but yet we're still rated number 6 in the state. But I feel like we are no longer the hunted, but the hunter, meaning we used to have that 0 on our back. I don't see it this year. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're in a group right now where they need this game because they need the momentum to carry through. We're no longer feared to some extent. We have been playing real well in the last couple of years. So, like you said, we're the one out hunting for the space, which can be more fun than being hunted. Honestly.
Absolutely, and I always felt East Brunswick is better when they're doing the hunting. But you're absolutely right. In my opinion, we're not as feared as much as we used to be. We had a big win against Bridgewater the other day. I think yesterday, as a matter of fact. Can you base the season on that, or was it an upset? Or go ahead.
No, I think you have to kind of play it by ear because it's still early in the year. So Bridgewater being a perennial every year, they're always good, but I don't know how really good they are this year. But I think they need to put a couple together. They need to take that win. They need a big win tonight. They need another win next week. We have 2 or 3 big matches next week. They've got to put 2 or 3 in a row and get some confidence in it and let that grow into the bigger matches.
Yeah, they got division people next week. And talking to Coach King, who's been around, I guess, 5 or 6 years, he told me an interesting fact, which he's used for his kids to get psyched up. They have never beaten East Brunswick in this gym.
Really?
And he said the last time they beat East Brunswick was 7 years ago at their place, which is a shock. So I said, did you use that as a motivation for your kids? And he said, he smiled. Of course, he smiled.
Yeah.
But he said they're working hard. So how much of that is a motivating factor in volleyball? Like in football, it's emotion, basketball to an extent. What about volleyball?
I find it depends on your team, right? Sometimes you come in and then you find out that the motivation to beat this team is the coach's motivation because you've been playing them for so long, whereas the kids, and not as much. I think in a scenario like that, coming out the first time, I think that's going to draw hard for them. It's going to work out well for South Brunswick. They're going to come in hungry, wanting to win like that, knowing they haven't beat them here yet.
Well, it's going to be a good matchup. Both teams realize the importance of this game, and we'll be back for the tip-off in a minute. Okay, welcome back here. We're looking at the starting lineups for South Brunswick that Coach Rutz will go over in a minute. Got number 5.
Dylan
number 9.
Poku, number 9.
13.
Namar Iqbal, 13.
14.
13 is Sid Rosada.
Right.
And libero number 3 is John.
And we missed 14 and 10, if you can just give
14 is Danny Sun. Number 10 is Connor Ferry.
Okay, and thank you to
now the starting lineups for the Bears.
For the Bears.
Setter number 10, Jared Bladice. Outside hitter number 20, Eddie Wang. Number 23, middle, Will Chen. Number 22, Apo Seb Maluski. Outside hitter number 30, Pat Hennessy. Middle, number 13, Mike Coyne. And libero, Ash Kaleha. By the way, if you're looking for something fun to watch Ash on the floor. Phenomenal player when seeing the ball.
Really? Okay. And just for the audience, what number was he?
He's number 77. He's wearing that pumpkin orange jersey.
Ashley, okay.
That Mr. Noppenberger and Mr. Yanaza love so much.
Okay, so anyway, for all the audience out there, welcome back. Red Division matchup, the Bears versus South Brunswick. Yes, I do know it's volleyball, and yes, I do know it's not a tip-off. That was my attempt of humor. Coach Rutz rolled his eyes at me, so I will eliminate any attempts of humor from this point on.
No, that was good. I knew you were joking around with me.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
We're waiting
what I like about volleyball It's the traditions, and it's fun. I mean, this starting off, shaking hands here, they sprint to the middle, and it's good. I like that about volleyball, the traditions.
I think one of the pros to volleyball has always been that the outside environment isn't as stressful as it is with a lot of other sports, where you look at basketball and football and soccer specifically here around us, and that there's this constant external pressure to be good, to move up to the next level, whereas there's plenty of opportunities for girls to play volleyball. There's next to none for boys to play at the next level.
Right.
But either way, you come into a game and it's more enjoyable. It's right. Still sports. It's still fun.
But for those that want to see real intensity, you go to the finals at the GMC, which you used to own, and the state tournament, semis and finals.
Yeah.
That's very intense, very intense. But once the game's over, shaking hands. Says
the extremely stressed out man sitting behind me, sweating while I'm at games.
Yes.
I always appreciated that.
Let me tell you, I really don't.
Somebody had a stress.
Okay, Bears will be serving.
Yep. Setter Jared Blydice to serve. Oh. Double right there on the setter, but that was lending more towards the bad pass. That made it difficult on the setter. Setter being back row cannot attack that ball over the net, so he's got to try to keep it on his side.
And that's why we love having you here. You see things that the normal non-volleyball coach doesn't see.
Good swing right there by Seb. The second pass by Pat, that's tight. He's got to keep that off and give Jared a chance to manipulate that ball a little better. That's a much better pass. There it is. There's Ashley making those touches. That's a little miscommunication right there by the Bears. The Bears should take that second ball, not that front row middle. Good hustle right there by South Brunswick.
Yeah, but it was a big rally. It wasn't really pretty, but it was a keeping the ball alive.
Well, that's like basketball, right? They're just feeling each other out, trying to get an idea what the other team's doing out there.
Well said. A lot of communication on both sides. You can hear that. I hope they can hear that on the TV.
Again, that was another long rally, but not overly pretty. A little lack of understanding on EB's side. A couple miscues on the South Brunswick side leading to an EB point, but
usually it's like set, smash, right?
Yeah, the boys' game, I always say, is much more terminating than the girls' game is. Either there's a quick kill or a block, or there's an ace. That should be a put away by EB. No, good dig right there by South Brunswick. That's a double. It should have been called. Out. Big swing by Pat.
Well, South Brunswick came in here, and like we said earlier, they're pumped. They want to beat us, and it would certainly help them for state ranking.
There you go. That's it. That's it. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Coming in for the Bears is Michael Coyne. And
yeah, that wasn't a sub. That was a libero switch. That means that there's no substitute counted. The libero can kind of come and go as long as they sit for one play. Oh. I apologize on that. I did not see that there was a server sub. Andre Lindo came in to serve for Will Chen, and then they made the libero switch after. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's just got to smack that a little harder, I think. No, or
I think that was more setter placement than anything else. So Mike just did what he could do there. Mike and Jared have a very good rapport. They've been playing club together for at least 3 years, if not 4. So they know where each other is at all times, and I think Jared just pushed that a little bit. It's all right. It's a good, smart play by Coyne. They're doing the same thing. They're running that quick set to the 31.
Yeah, I've always liked that. That was one of your trademarks. I think you won a championship on that one. No, that was a back set.
Yeah, we were talking the other day. Chris Schuler, the year before I got here, won a state, had the winning point
against Jason Williams.
Yeah, had the winning point on I believe that was a block.
At Bridgewater.
And then had a kill his senior year to win a state title. So he had a block and a kill to win back-to-back state titles. That's a nice block right there by South Brunswick.
I was with his dad the other day and reminded him it was against Jason Williams, the Jason Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, smack. Well, Bears are down 3. Long way to go. But you don't.
Yeah, right now South Brunswick's playing good defense. EB's got to settle in and just, make those plays. Middle. Ooh, look at him pushing it outside. Locked it outside, not getting square.
They're starting to believe in themselves. They got some hop in their.
Timeout right here by Mr. Coach Portero. We'll listen in.
Yep, we will.
We told you yesterday you got to come out hype. We came out hype yesterday. We had an amazing game. Okay, this team is not on the same par as Bridgewater right now. Okay, you're playing down to their level. You got to come out strong. You got to come out and do the little things well. Make good passes, communicate, make good swings. They're putting up a decent block. Okay, they're putting up a better block than they did yesterday, which means we need to adjust and we need to play smart. Okay, 100 miles an hour into the block is not helping anybody. All right, get low on defense. The kid's cutting hard cross here, right? So make sure we move that block in a little bit. Get low on defense. Dive after the ball. Okay, there's no reason why you should be calling help ever. Okay, you're fast enough to get there. Okay. All right, let's go, fellas. Come on. Brush it off.
All right, let's go.
Bring out the hype. Let's go.
Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Boy, that was a lot of information in that short period of time, but all done in the positive. But what I got most out of it is that we're just not playing to our game, right? And they're not the level of Bridgewater, and we just got to raise our level of play. What was your take?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I heard Coach Portero say is that they're setting a good block, so we have to learn to hit around it and not hit through it. Good up right there by Ed. Ed playing. Oh, Jared went up there. It was a good touch right there by Jared. Great dig back there by Ed Wang, who right now, in my opinion, right now is the MVP on his team. He's playing lights out the last couple weeks. We practice next to them every day, and I get the opportunity to watch them play. Not a ton, but enough, and he's playing lights out right now. That's it. That's
it. Gets up there, number 11.
Yep.
AJ gets up there.
Yeah, he's in baseball terms, he's the 5-tool player, right? Kid can go out there. He can pass. He can set. He can swing. He can serve.
Oh, look at this.
All right, we got a free ball here. This is where EB's got to take advantage, right? They got to come in here. All right, we'll take that. We'll take that. If you're watching that in live action, you can see how the libero, Ash, took a ball away from somebody else.
Right.
As the libero, he's a defensive specialist. And when he's as good as Ashley is, you give him the freedom to do whatever he wants when he wants to play a ball. Because 9 times out of 10, he's going to make a better pass than the other kid did anyway.
And the thought is he gets like the center fielder, whatever he can, he gets.
Whatever he wants, he takes. That's right. Great push right there by Jay pushing. That was a weird swing.
Yeah.
Seb's got to keep that on our side. Out, out. That's it. That's it. EB playing good defense right there. That's what Coach Portero was looking for, right?
Ball
Some good quality touches.
Ball hasn't hit the floor.
Yep.
Bears down 2, as you see.
Just chipping away, nothing big. I think South Brunswick's icing us, tying a shoe.
It's one of those things that drives me crazy. You know, in any sport, shoes untied, you gotta come out. Come out. I mean, football, basketball.
Greg Hunter, 2004, untied a double knot to say that his shoe was untied. Net. Easy float right there. There should be a ball that we put away. There it is. That's the Ed Wang we're looking for, baby. That's the way Ed's been swinging.
Crowd kind of woke up on that.
Yeah.
He's only an 11th grader, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Right.
Been playing varsity for 2 years. Well, this being second. No. Referee's got to call that first ball.
Yep.
That first ball's a carry. You can't hand pass the ball from your shoelaces and get a ball to go up without carrying it.
Well, the up ref I don't remember seeing, but certainly we've seen the down.
The down ref Londa's here. I've been playing against her or with her, however we want to put it. I don't know.
Yeah.
14, 15 years easy, right? Easy. What?
Ooh.
It's a lift call on the ball over. I disagree relative to what he was calling on the other side of the net. So right now, I actually wish our down ref was our up ref. She's a much better official when it comes to tight games. She's been doing it a lot longer. There you go. Ball don't lie. Yes, and that was the 2 biased calls right there by me. Mr. Knob would be proud of me. I withheld my yelling and did not get a yellow card today in my freshman round.
How's the freshman team doing?
They are getting much better day by day. That's all I can ask, right? It's all I can ask is that they're getting better. Well, that's a great swing there by Seb down the line, keeping them honest. Net.
Boy, I've seen more net violations in this first game than sometimes the entire game.
Sometimes when you get in those long rallies, you find that middles start to fatigue a little bit, and they start to get a little aggressive with their hands. They get a little slow with their feet, and they don't work out too well.
That makes sense. This should be easy.
That's a double. That should have been a call right there on us. Back set that to Ed. There you go. Ooh. It's a big block right there. Big block there by South Brunswick.
It's that 3-point difference. That's biggie in the volleyball, right? The world, that's what you want, that 3 points.
Yeah, it's a much bigger cushion than you think it would be.
Right.
Like that. That's another violation not called on a setter.
Kid wasn't ready.
Good D right there. We're subbing Pat Hennessy back in for a J.
Pat Hennessy, one of our seniors. Oh, smack the ball.
I think Pat was looking for a little quicker set. I saw Pat and Jared make a signal that they were looking for a little quicker set, and Jared on a run just put a little higher than Pat was looking for. So he made a smart play.
Right.
Got lucky that they didn't get a touch on it, but you know.
Good play, Pat.
You can never be mad at a player for making the smart play, right? Set her out. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Ashley's got butter hands, as they say in the game. Yeah, it's only going to happen once or twice. We're going to get away with that tip right there. Jared's going to get that a little tighter for Seb. But that's it, Will. Good touch right there. South Brunswick playing some tight defense right now. They're making every touch count. Great pass by Ed. Great pass by Ed. There.
Under. Oh, cut lift.
That was a lift call on the. Was that a lift call on the setter? TV would like to know. At a rotation right there.
Boy, this is an atypical game and an atypical East Brunswick first game.
I know they called out of rotation, but I didn't know who she called out of rotation. That right there, EB's mixed up big time.
Yeah.
They're going middle right here. Told you.
Well, you're right. They're playing great D, South Brunswick.
Yep. They're not letting anything touch the floor. They're playing hard. Setters making good choices. They're making good swings.
They're starting to believe.
Right now, don't get me wrong, EB is not playing up. They're not playing their A ball, as Tiger would say, right? They're not playing their A game right now. But South Brunswick definitely is. They're working hard, playing good D, making good blocks.
What a save.
That's a great pancake. Oh. What a great dig right there by Ash to Libero. What a great sub right there. He's going to bring a Jay back in. Jay's a better defensive player, I think, right now. He's looking to settle this group down. Especially off the net. Go ahead, serve him. He's going to hand pass that perfect all day long. So out of bounds. Nice play right there by Seb. Real nice play. He just power tipped that into the block and tooled him out of bounds.
Yeah, it's just too fast at the net for me. I never saw their kid hit the ball.
Yeah, usually you can tell by the way it bounces. Very rarely will the net.
Okay, Andre serving.
Mm-hmm. He's got to make that dig. Not that that was a good block set, but he's got to make that dig.
Now it's up to 5, as you can see. Getting a little concerned here.
I don't understand the lift calls. If I was not sitting on this mic right now, you'd definitely be hearing me. Because that's not a lift by a setter. They made a setter sub, brought Danny in, trying to get a different look.
All right, well, you got it, right? You got to do something to get some life into this.
Yeah, and it's not Jared's fault. I don't think he's carrying the ball, but that's what the guy's calling right now. So you got to make those adjustments. I don't, you know, Jared's got to go get a drink, shake it off, come back in here and be a leader. It happens, right? All right, we can't have that kind of misserve.
Here's that roundhouse.
See, there's a double. That's a legit call right there. It's a legit call. But Danny should have been trying to set middle there. He should have put a ball outside to a J, to the outside hitter, and it wouldn't happen. He tried to make too much out of nothing.
You see, are we looking for a timeout here, or is that 7-point difference too much?
I think right now, Coach Partera might be using this time as reps and.
Oh boy, we're way out of sync.
Yeah, again, I don't think that was a double. I don't know what he's calling there. But maybe he's got dinner plans once to get out of here. I don't know. All right, so you know, right now I know Coach Portera I think is more frustrated with what's going on off the court than maybe what's going on the court. But it's feeding into his team right now. They're very frustrated. So knowing this is best 2 out of 3, he might be rolling the dice here a little bit to see what we get through and hope that when we change sides, we start over fresh.
You and I both seen momentum switch in volleyball. And our goal right here, is to get the serve in.
Yeah, that's
away.
Unacceptable to be missing serves like that right now. If I'm them, I'm serving balls on the 10-foot line. They've proven that they can't pass a short ball. I'd be serving everything to the 10-foot line. That might have been a foot fault, by the way. Miscue right there between the setter and the middle, but Mike made a good swing out of nothing. Middles exchange. Libero go back to sub. Libero's allowed to serve for one middle.
Boy, a lot
Actually,
of complicated rules.
Technically one player.
Ooh,
Yeah, that ball was in.
he overruled him.
Coach. Yeah, even Ashley Libero, who just gave the ball back to the Lions person, understands that ball was in, and in clearly that should be game point. So I don't know what they're looking at, but. And I want Green to win, and I even called that ball in.
Well, you've always, even as a coach, I remember you helping the official. Oh, boy.
No, EB's got to step their game up
They
right
got
here.
to step it up, absolutely. I mean, this happens. You see in a lot of sports after a big win. Big win yesterday against Bridgewater. Now they got to come back and play a team that's psyched to beat East Brunswick, as we said, for the first time in a long time. And according to their coach, he doesn't remember ever beating us on this floor.
Yeah.
So if we have a minute or so, volleyball coach, years ago, remember, it was best 3 out of 5. It was
Yeah, we did
side out.
2004 was 3 out of 4. Only year we went 3 out of 5.
That's what it was, 2004?
Yep. Yeah, that
That's
was yeah, Greg Hunter, Tony Yates that year.
great trivia question. But now there's a thought back. There's a thought back in.
You're not on anyway.
To the volleyball group. The way it works is the rules committee will get together and decide. And what they're looking to do is go best 3 out of 5, varsity only. Best 3 out of 5, varsity only. What's your thought on that? But let me give you real quick what everyone's thoughts are. Some people, maybe the non-volleyball people, are thinking it's going to be too long. Kids are going to be getting home late. Kids are going to get tired. And the other people saying, well, that's why you have subs. That's why you have subs to play. And what you can do is play the varsity 3 out of 5. And while that game's going on, the JV and the freshmen would still go 2 out of 3 in another gym.
Yeah.
So that's my thought, and I support it. But as a volleyball guy, first answer that. Yeah. And then as a parent. So.
All right. So as a coach, it's twofold, right? Everybody else, 60% of the high school the states in the United States play 3 out of 5 at the varsity level.
It's probably like
80%.
75, 80, right?
All right. So college does, international does, both men's and women play 3 out of 5. So you want to get to that level because you want to think that we're as good a volleyball state or program as everybody else is.
Well,
at the varsity level, I think it's a huge bonus for the teams that are athletic. Right, huge bonus for teams. When I was coaching, I begged for 3 out of 5. Right, the year we had 3 out of 5, we only went to 4 once.
Right.
So the negative to it is, as a coach, is that my JV, my freshman team will not be in the gym with me now. Right, they're going to be in the other gym playing. Right, one will be in here, and then one will be out, and they'll be back and forth.
Well, that's one thought.
They won't be in here watching. They won't be in here cheering. They won't be here helping.
But that was my thought. But no one has ever said to have the JV.
No, but time-wise, I think it's the right move to make, because if you go 3, no, there's no real effect to it, right? We play 3 now. We're done in an hour and 20. It's not a big deal. I'm in 30 tops. But if they go 5, you can't be waiting around to play a best 2 out of 3 with freshman or JV. You've got to play them in the other gym. It's the only way it's going to work out.
Right.
You have to put a limit on games. Right now, we don't have a limit on games, right? You got teams out there playing 40, 45 games a year. Right, and because there's no limitation, unlike in other sports. If they go to 3 out of 5, there has to be a limitation on the varsity level.
That's major discussion.
Yeah.
The best, and because what messes it up is the weekend things, where you have those all-day tournaments.
Yeah.
And you play mini games, and then so will those mini games count? Or aren't you going to be allowed to do those anymore?
Well, initially when it came out, a lot of things what people were saying was you're going to get X amount of matches per season, right? That includes your conference tournament, right? They're going to exclude the state because it is what it is, right? They're going to say your regular season and your conference tournament have to equal X amount of games, and then they're going to give you 2 or 3 Saturday open dates, right? So if you want to play a single match on a Saturday versus somebody, that's your Saturday day, right? If you want to run an all-day tournament on a Saturday, that's your Saturday day.
Oh, I like that thought.
Right? So that way you're not, it's still limited. But it still gives you the freedom to run these multi-games.
So your Saturday is up to your philosophy.
It's up to you. If you want to run a tri-match and have 2 full matches in a day, go do it. For me, I would run tournaments, right?
Right.
There's no limitation on games. You can have a little more freedom to play other people. There's no win-losses involved.
Very good point. So you're not on that committee anymore. I know you used to be.
No, I passed the torch to Portera, yeah.
I'll have to let the chairman of basketball in the state know that idea. All right, here we go. Come on, Bears.
That's a weird hit right there by Ed. I don't think he meant to tip it. But again, South Brunswick all over it, making good plays. Even with a free ball over, they're making good plays.
Port. Mondry. Campfire's wide open. All day.
They got the middles have to East Brunswick middles have to recognize what the South Brunswick middles are doing before they do it. Like it's clear that they're coming out here and running that 31 option. And we're responding to it instead of already being standing there.
All right, so if we get a timeout, it's the third, fourth time you mentioned 31. We'll explain that to for the layman out there.
That's a great play right there by 5, keeping that ball inside the antenna. No, ooh. Ball's in. Ball is in. Up officials got to make that call.
That ball was in.
I don't blame the player over there. He made the call that he saw. We always teach him you make the call you see. He's wrong, but he made the call you see. Nice play right there.
Whew. Here we go, making mistakes, uncharacteristic of us, making own mistakes. Into the net, under the net, the lifts.
Maybe I'll watch tighter. I don't think he's doubling the ball. Now the setter's afraid to make sets because every time he thinks he makes a good one.
Right.
Nice touch right there by Ash.
That's like in baseball when they say a particular umpire behind the plate is calling a high strike or low strike.
Yep.
As a batter, you got to make that adjustment.
Yep.
Or a pitcher.
Yep. Good swing right there.
He gets up there, huh?
Yeah. The biggest change for Ed this year from last year is his contact point. He's really extending as high as he can. He's really making contact at a high point. We always joke that you can't defend over, right? Giuseppe at Southern for those couple of years. You can't defend a 6'5" NFL player who has a 38-38 inch vertical.
Well, we're certainly hitting the ball a lot better.
Yep. Yeah, good D right there. Reed. They're defending that roll shot down the line really well against the Oppo. Nice play right there by Ash. He would have stepped in and make that pass. Again, he's all over it.
Hey, one of you needs to get a red card before I do.
Would that be the first time ever that a TV announcer gets a yellow card in a game?
I don't know what happens.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Ronaldo would be extremely
certainly
mad
don't want you to leave me here alone.
Go get that, Will. There you go. That's it. Textbook put away right there. Textbook put away.
Okay, that ties it up. You can see the JV squad, who's 6-1, by the way, under Coach Mondry. Get excited about that, and they're going to hopefully make a little more noise and get the excitement back into boys of this game.
Yeah, we're definitely not out of 2 at all.
Ooh.
The service error right now are just deflating East Brunswick.
Well,
it's only 1 point at a time, so it's not horrendous. But
Coach Strauss, Coach Rutz, whatever, her and I talk about that all the time. Nothing drives me batty more than not getting that serve in.
Trust me, especially the first ball, right? You're in your 4th or 5th serve, you're getting a little amped up. Okay, fine. Right? Statistics show that you're not going to make all of them, but you have all the control in the world.
I'm impressed, as you've said often, with their South Brunswick's defense, their blocking, and they believe they can win now.
They got good size, and 14 for them is got good. Danny Sun's got good hands, a good setter. He's coming back at us.
Ooh.
Good up, Ed. Good up, Ed. Unlucky off the ceiling rafter right there, because he made a good touch right there.
And if he looked up, he would have probably get bumped in the head, but he could have hit that.
It's another one of those big rallies that EB's got to take advantage of. They've got to make it. They've got to They've got to earn that point. Right, those long rallies. I don't think have they won a long rally yet?
I don't.
Over 4, over 5 in 2 games. Don't get me wrong. It's a great swing by Mike Coyne right there. It's the right move to make. Ball out of bounds, but that's a great swing by Pat. Great swing by Pat.
That's his first one, I think.
Yep. It's a great swing. They'll bring a J in for defense and service. The lines person, they're pausing. He broke the flag. The handle fell off. That should be called right there. That's a lift. That's a lift also. He's calling the setter extremely tight, and he's not calling those.
You're telling me that ball went over the net?
That swing, well, the net might have came in. It definitely hit the defender.
Wow.
Like that right there. I don't know if that was a legal set on that side. If he's going to call ours, that's not a legal set on this side. Which for me is the most frustrating part of volleyball, right? See, if you're going to call it good or bad on both sides, call it good or bad on both sides. But you can't pick and choose one side to enjoy and one side not to.
See, you know we respect your opinion in volleyball. And if the assigner knew that this was going to be a tight game, should have had her up.
Yeah, Rhonda should have been up.
If indeed he's not being consistent with his calls or making the wrong calls.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she evaluated him in the first game, that's why. That's it. Gotta cut that Ed. That's it. That's it. Great up, Ash. Jared's position blocking is horrendous. I'm sorry to say, horrendous.
Right.
I have a better chance of blocking that ball from here relative to the body position Jared just had. Not pressing at all, not getting to the other side. Middle. Should have said Ed there. Yeah, good swing by Ed.
Well, we certainly got a little more oomph into our swings and our hits. And the enthusiasm is there. If we get on a run here, I think we're going to win this game. We just got to get a little run to get the momentum going.
Yeah, they're serving pretty soft right now. They're not really attacking the ball. I don't know why we're not double blocking that 31. That's the only thing they're running is that 31. I don't know why you're not camped on 2 blockers. So I'm sure Portero's told them, but we're not responding. We're not doing what we need to do. You gotta go to Ed every time.
Yeah, we've got to get a few of those in a row.
Yep.
As you can see, it's all tied up, 10-10. Bears lost the first game. Again, this is a red division matchup. Oh.
What is he swinging at? as well as South Brunswick's blocking, when you start a tools where you swing and you hit the block and it goes out of bounds, or you make them cause an error, that could be really frustrating for blockers. And then they start reaching and they start making more errors. So you want, as a hitter, you want to start doing that to blockers. You want to start beating their hands up a little bit. And as they're out of rotation right there by South Brunswick. $11 has to be outside of 5, and he was not. We'll explain the overlap rules in 31
please.
At our next timeout.
Oh.
Back one right there. Great dig right there by the setter. There you go, Pat. There you go, Pat. Great set right there by Ashley Libero, by the way.
Nice placement.
Yep.
Good job, Patrick.
Bring it back. Great dig right there. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky.
Are you kidding me?
Unlucky. Good hustle, good touch. Just unlucky right there by the Bears.
Great hustle.
Good foul right there by Pat to the line. And a couple subs coming in here. Andre's coming in. Serve for Will. Takes the libero out.
Okay, would you tell this young man to get the serve in, please?
I'm using my mental telepathy as best I can. That's where I'd be serving. I'd be serving press, 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 press. Finish the block. What are they at? 3? He could have released the one.
Well, you're right. He reads the ball well.
Ooh! Yeah, I'm not What do you think about paid linesmen?
Obviously, they're doing it for the state, and the big discussion is that they've got to get a lower fee, and that should be
100%.
And that should be some sort of like an internship or whatever, because you learn so much of the game by watching. And
I think the lines people end up being more important than the down official. Most down officials, this excludes the young ladies in front of us. Most down officials aren't paying attention. They're not doing their job.
Right.
Like that, he could have called that a double.
Okay, Bears got to get like 2 more here, give it that little comfort zone.
Yeah. Great serve down the line. That was in. Angle. We'll take that. We'll take
Boy,
that.
they haven't had many mistakes, you know, self-mistakes or
They're I think their game 1 Red Bull energy is starting to wear off, so to speak.
Maybe. Let's see if we can get into Coach Patera.
They're making good digs, okay? They're bringing the ball back to us. Got to capitalize on the free ball. Got to capitalize on a good dig. If he's making a first dig, there better be somebody chasing that ball to get a second touch on it, okay? And we don't need to go crazy and slam the ball up in the air on the second touch. Just put it up nice and easy so someone else can get it over and we can keep rocking. All right, keep pressing. Okay, do not back down. I don't care that we're up by 4 points. We're not letting them back into this game.
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bears!
Let's go.
I like that. Don't back down. You know, when you get up sometimes, how many times you see a team in many sports, they're winning, and then they play not to lose.
What do you do when you play not to lose?
Right, you lose.
Every time.
I mean, you didn't get this 4-point lead by not being aggressive and going after them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there. Continue to play that way. All right, let's go, Seb. Here we go. That's a good float deep. There it is. There it is. Great press right there by Mike Coyne. Jared setting a good block right there. Got his hands across.
We definitely get some momentum going.
While we're coming out of this, the 31 we keep talking about, sets have a height, basically 1 through 4. So 1 being the lowest and the quickest, and 4 being the highest. Okay. So a 31 means that it's a 1 ball in the 3 spot on the net. The net's divided into 9 spaces, and it's from left to right. It's 1, 2, 3, and it's a 1 ball in the 3 slot. Now the weird part is, nice block right there. I mean, nice swing by Mike Coyne. The weird part is, you don't call any other sets by 2 numbers. Right? There's the 31, and then that's it. So you set a 4 ball outside, you set maybe a 5 back, you set a 1 ball or a quick 1 or a 2 ball. 31 is the only 2-number one we have.
Complicated.
Yeah.
For those that think it's just hitting a ball back and forth.
Great up there by the middle. Great up there by the middle. Yeah. Get up, Seb. Coming back. We're going good. That's good defense right there. Great job listening right there and letting this libero take that second ball like they're supposed to.
Yeah, we just gave them too many shots.
Yeah, we gave them too many free ball opportunities on that rally. Right now, they're illegally subbing 1 player for the libero because you can't sub a libero, but he has to make a sub now because that player stepped into the service box. You can't sub for the libero. How many times are we going to say this?
So the rules on subbing, when we have a good 30 seconds, a concise explanation on why they're so restrictive and or complicated at times.
Yeah. Double.
Okay, South Brunswick trying to keep this close, but it's still 3. We just got to answer this right here. That's what Coach said.
Oh.
Ooh.
That one's rough. That was lack of communication right there. There's no way any front row middle should be coming backwards to obtain that ball when a player's coming forward to get it. So. Right now they're discussing the down official and Coach Portero are discussing overlap rules, which in layman's terms, in volleyball, if you think of a compass, north, south, east, and west, the player in the front row who's close to me, in front of me, I cannot be closer to the net than he is, and he cannot be closer to the baseline than I am.
Okay.
And as far as east and west, Mr. Noppenberger sitting to my right, and in my starting position, I cannot be further to the right than he is, and he cannot be further than his left than I am. So with that in mind, when you're getting into serve-receive positions, you're trying to optimize where you want your players, but there's rules that says that I can't be further right or left or front or back of the players that are around me. Diagonal does not matter, but north, south, east, and west does matter.
Right. Again, I'm going to ask when we get 30 seconds, why does that matter? If you want to put...
Well, you can actually stem it all the way back to Will Chamberlain because they're discussing something right now. Before they made the 10-foot line and they made overlap rules, anybody could play anywhere. So they would just take their best hitter and put him in the front row, and they would get all the swings, and everybody else would play defense, and there wouldn't be any,
Yeah, well, Wilt was 7-2. I got a Wilt story when you want to remind me later. Okay. See Coach Patera out there encouraging the kids. Very positive he is. Ooh,
Great up right there by Seb on the block.
Look at the...
Not a good free ball. Too short, middle, kill. Nice touch by Ashley right there. Ooh.
All right.
That always scares me right there.
There we go.
You better call that a lift.
That was a break.
But some really good touches in that rally by East Brunswick. The couple one-handed digs right there by Ashley and Seb were really nice plays to keep them in. Should draw some momentum, but we'll see what happens here.
Oh boy. This is making it exciting here.
Set, Ed. Jesus. Sorry. Thank you. Net violation by South Brunswick. I'm not thanking South Brunswick. I'm thanking the setter for setting Ed, who's their best setter on the floor.
That's nice. Why is that clock running? That's a mistake, right?
Yes. Yeah, they got to reset that. I think the table probably just heard a whistle and assumed timeout.
Hit the post.
Forget that. The one-handed set was.
All right, we're up 3. Let's see what coach has to say in this situation.
Oh.
I better see 110% right now on these 2 points. I want consistency, and I want us to be smart. Okay, I want 110%. Nothing touches the floor. We put the ball away. 2 points. That's what's going to take right now. 2 points. You got to want it. If you don't want it, then what do you want me to tell you? You got to come out there. You got to want it. Let's go.
Again, you play with that aggressiveness, and maybe we weren't doing that.
Mondry. Yeah, I think right now that's the biggest thing right there. They've got to come out and they've got to want to play hard. They've got to want to play hard.
And to go back to that discussion we had, the best 3 out of 5, I think some people are thinking for that 5th game, instead of going to 25.
It's 15. It's automatically 15.
Yeah.
It's automatically 15.
I mean, we left that out in our discussion.
Even internationally, they play that way.
does that, right? Yep. But I just wanted to include that in our conversation.
Yep. We were discussing before about subs and liberos and stuff. The libero's an exchange because he can only play in the back row. He cannot play in the front row he cannot replace a front row player. He cannot play in the front row. He can go get balls, but he can't be a front row player. So they just exchange, and there's unlimited number of exchanges. As long as he sits out for 1 point, he can come back in for the next one. Whereas a substitution, they get 18 subs. You get 18 subs. When you sub in, whatever position on the floor you sub in for, you can only sub back and forth for that position.
Right.
Whereas basketball is kind of an open, I can sub for anybody anytime.
Right.
It's very specific. If you're in position 1, I must sub for position 1.
And
I could put unlimited number of people in that rotation, but I cannot sub anywhere else except for that rotation.
And you said
great swing by Pat right there.
And you said you're allowed 18 total
18
subs
for each game.
For each game, right?
Yeah. Which in a normal match where right now they're running a 5-1 offense. They have a single setter. They have five optimal hitters throughout the course. For you to get to 18 is tough. Usually, if you're running a 6-2 where there's 2 setters and 2 right sides, and you're double setting, you're running 2 subs every time. Then there's a tendency for you to run out. But
Unlucky right there. That ball was going out. Seb made the right play. Just got unlucky on that ball.
Be confident.
Yeah.
He swung hard. That's what Coach Patera was applauding.
See right here, if I'm the setter right here, I'm running a back quick set to the middle to draw this middle blocker over and then set the ball a pad, so he ends up with either a single block or a double, but not a good one. Coach Port making a sub right here, just trying to put some confidence in him, put a good passer out there, break the server a little bit. Go middle. That's it. And a net violation, so the boot. So EB's going 3 now.
Okay, so we're going to go to 3, and during this 1-minute interlock.
Mark. 6-2.
Changing sides here. Tell me what's going down right in front of us here for the audience. There's a flip coin.
Are coming over. They're going to flip a coin. Winner will get choice of serve, receive, or side. So South Brunswick are going to take the side they won on, which is standard, which means that East Brunswick will go back to their home side and they will serve, because you're going to take serve in that scenario.
Right.
But very, very rarely do you go to 3, and if you win the coin toss, do you not take the side you won on.
Correct.
Right. I don't think it has any bearing on you whatsoever, except
Not
that you
like
feel like you played better on that side. Right.
Okay. Next question. The 18 subs. 18. Has it always been 18 since you've been involved in volleyball?
It's been 18 with Raleigh, yes.
And why?
Why that number?
Right.
No
When did
clue
it
at all.
start? Right.
No clue at all. I think it initially started with Raleigh score before we had a libero, because what was happening was you were subbing in a 5-foot kid in the back row to play defense and a 6'5" kid in the front row. So that was 2 subs, right? Every time the middle and they won an end. And then you'd have 2 DSs rotating in, and then you started adding up, and they wanted to get them on the floor more. Now that you have a libero and you're not subbing that middle, you're just exchanging that middle. 18 at the varsity level doesn't happen very often. You see it more at the freshman JV level where you're playing 6-2s and it's a 1 serve and you're out, 1 serve and you're out, 1 serve and you're out. Now you rotate more often, you're using up more lineups.
Okay, that makes sense.
Unless you're Tom Armour and then you sub 6 at a time, and then that's totally different.
Okay, so for the audience out there, the Wilt Chamberlain story. When I was coaching, I was lucky enough to be involved in the clinic with Bill Walton and some pros, some coaches, and it was at Rutgers. And afterwards of the session, they went upstairs and had some pizza and were talking. And Bob Hurley Sr. asked Bill Walton who's the best athlete he's ever seen. He didn't hesitate and then went into a 3-minute discussion on Wilt Chamberlain, who's the best athlete he's ever seen.
Yeah.
This is Walton talking. And then someone goofed about, I bet he could have beaten Ali. Remember that big thing? They were in a box. And he said he would have beaten Ali, which I don't believe. But
well, he's definitely got the reach advantage on that one, right?
But it's just interesting, unbiased opinion that he felt he was the best athlete. You know, a high jumper, volleyball, basketball.
Yeah.
I think the javelin was in there too.
Yeah, it feels like the type of athlete who could have walked out on any playing surface and been successful. Right. With the exception, I would think, of hitting in baseball. That is by far, right? We agree that's the toughest skill in sports.
Well, why is hitting a golf ball for me then? Explain that to me. Okay, so let's get back to volleyball and enough jokes. So I think the Bears just have to be...
I'm getting a yellow card. I'm just letting you know now.
I think the Bears just have to be aggressive in this game. They can't let it come to them. They got to go attack it.
Yep.
That's what volleyball done with East Brunswick since day one. But South Brunswick feels that they can win, and they're confident. You just got to take the confidence away from South Brunswick.
Yep. Well, I think EB came out and played kind of flat and non-aggressive in game 1.
Right.
South Brunswick came out and just firing and on all cylinders. We got into game 2. EB settled down. You could see where they're. I think they're a more talented team. I don't want to say it too loud so South Brunswick can't hear me, but I think they're a more talented team, and you could see that talent kind of rise to it. And you know, the calls on the setter went away a little bit, and you know, they could kind of settle down and play their game. And this is going to be close. This is going to be a 25-22, 25-23 kind of a game. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, at least it was aggressive for us. Okay.
Hey, the ball's not being set far enough outside.
If it's going 30 into the 30s, your substitution limit is still 18.
Oh, he's 18, no matter what score you go to.
And that's like a couple of rule, like fouling out in basketball. But let's get back to this.
Good let right there by Pat.
Like to see us get like 4 or 5 in a row here. Build a little cushion.
That definitely helps. What I didn't consider to be a very tough serve. So
no.
But we'll take those, right? We'll take a
anytime.
Out.
Boy, that other line you guys put in there confuses me all the time.
The practice line? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, we've caught a couple officials that way too. They've called balls in on that.
That's definitely a home court advantage. Oh man.
That was a low trap set right there where you give the blocker the advantage by setting it a little low and inside. That doesn't help the middle at all. And that's the first ball he's actually set Will the entire time. So.
Well, they read that well.
I will give Nez right now number. I'm gonna look up his name right here. Number 5, Dylan Poku.
Right.
P-O-K-U. He's doing a phenomenal job of reading hitters and setting blocks. He's getting across. A real nice job. Hey, right there. That's where, in my opinion, right now, offensively, they're not doing the right things.
For those that don't watch volleyball, know the rules. You saw the kid try to kick the ball.
Yep.
Tell us what happens if he kicks the ball.
It is legal. It is legal. You're allowed to hit any body part as long as the ball rebounds and does not roll or sit. So you could head the ball, you can kick the ball, you could chest the ball off a dig. I think Will just blocked that ball below the tape with a forearm. He tried to pull back and he got unlucky and it bounced off in front of him.
Well, I think you call it. It's, as you see the score, it's going to go down to the wire. And again, this is a red division matchup. Very important for seeding in the conference and in the state for their power points.
Yeah. Yep.
And both teams have won a game here. And we will play them again in about 2 weeks over at South Brunswick.
I do say, after talking to other sports, I think volleyball does a really good job of seeding teams with their PowerPoint rating and the 5 points of, basically the 5 points they use. Great dig right there by Ed. Great dig by Ed. Wow, look at South Brunswick. That was a great swing by Coyne. Not a smart play to play that ball over. You're giving them a free ball. I know what he was trying to do. He's going to get lucky here, I think.
Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Put it away.
Nope. Nope. That's a momentum killer right there. Momentum killer.
Yep. Good hustle on their part.
Right now we're just waiting on substitutions by East Brunswick.
All right. When we get a chance, you want to talk about the seeding for the state, I'll drop a name to you.
Okay. They got to do a better job with that. They got to do a better job with that off the net swings. They're giving South Brunswick too many easy balls.
Exactly. Too much rallying. That's never seen so much.
Yeah, that's good block right there. If I'm EB, I'm making South Brunswick forearm pass the ball as often as I can. When they take it with their hands, they're very good.
There we go.
Very good with their hands. Nice swing by Mike Horn.
Boy, the noise level's picked up. The coach's involvement is picked up in this last game, right?
Yeah, Portero's not we're opposite when it comes to talking. I can't stop talking, and he's very, very consistent on how he reads the game, and he makes good points and doesn't overwhelm them. Oh,
I thought that was in.
I think it was in.
South Brunswick is saying no.
Yeah, I think it was in.
Well, you know, and we were talking about having kids as line.
Yep.
Well, the guys that are getting $150 to do this can always overrule the kid.
But that's the issue, though. They don't, though. They rely on them and take their judgment, and then instead of...
And let the kid take the crap.
Like, we talked about the down official in front of us. She makes the call and then confirms with them unless she couldn't see. That's how that works. Out. It's a bad serve. That was hesitant on his part to make the attacking serve that he wanted to. If they're going to jump serve, and hit it. Don't.
And then it was.
Don't let up.
So now as you see, it's 7-7.
There you go.
There you go. Big guy, Patrick.
I don't know if you can see that from the camera angle, but 14, the setter for South Brunswick, was about a foot off the net, and the hitter's going to win that every time. That's what Jared was doing in game 2.
Right.
Wasn't close enough. Wasn't getting the hands across. So. We'll take it. Ooh. In that case, I think Pat got beat by his floater. The ball kind of rose and went out instead of dropping. So it happens.
I know I'm biased, but I thought that was in too.
No, that one hit the blue line, Mr. No. That one hit the blue line.
I see things differently all the time. I like that.
Go get it, Mike.
Get up.
That's it, Mike. That's it, Mike.
Puts the Bears up 1.
Will Chen's back in. Eddie's front row. I think Jared's got to get Eddie the ball every opportunity he gets against the setter's front row for South Brunswick right now. You got to take advantage of that. That's it.
Oh boy.
Easy over there. See Pat Hennessy out there doing a real nice job with the middle.
Melissa.
I'll take that serve out of Ashley in practice. He's cranking on jump serves right now, so not a bad play. Well, not a good serve, but not the wrong choice.
I've heard many coaches say you can't take that power serve away.
You got to be aggressive, right? We talked about that earlier. You got to.
Good save.
Middle right here, middle. Told you.
Rutz called it.
Not that it was a good touch, but still a little unlucky coming off the rafter right there in the middle.
Well, brings it back. Tie score, as you can see.
That's it. That's Eddie. That's it. Jared back to serve. Again, I don't know why he's serving so easily right now. They're just putting balls in play, and they're
kid caught that.
They called the lift on that, which I'm proud to see, because
I called that one. Kid caught it.
Hey, you know as well as I do that doesn't always happen, right? The obvious ones are down.
All right, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
That's a let serve. Initially input in because internationally they were hitting the ball so hard it was nicking the tape, it was ruining flow. So they started to track it and realize it doesn't happen that often, especially like that, where nice touch by Ashley right there, where it really falls straight down. A lot of times it hits the net and kind of it plays through. It changes direction, but it plays through. So I always play it as, well, what's a let serve? It's like, let's keep playing.
Right. Oh.
Right now, I think there's a timeout for moisture on the floor.
Okay.
Sweaty third set going on.
Our kids don't even look like they're sweating. Well, it's air conditioned now.
It's those snazzy new uniforms they got this year.
Yeah, and the air conditioned gym.
Yep, definitely helps out.
Not like the old guy. Jeez.
Oof.
So anyway, you're talking about the scoring for the state volleyball.
Yep.
Dean Rayside played basketball for us and baseball. Coaches in North Jersey. He came up with a new formula that just tweaks it a little. I think maybe used.
Maybe a little bit better, you think?
I think it's clearer.
Okay. Yeah, I think where you end up having the most issue. Net.
Okay, and another momentum switch here.
Let's go. We always talk about first contact right here. You need first contact to be solid, right? You need a good first contact. That's not great. That is, though. But Jay's going to do all the day. Jay's not going to hit a ball to the floor. He's gonna teach your blockers how to press properly. Otherwise, he's going to tool you all day long. Wait, I don't understand what's going on right now. Oh, there we go. That makes more sense. Nice ball right there by Pat. Way to get out there. Way to press that ball back into play. Now they got to take advantage of it, right? We keep giving them free balls. Now we've got to take advantage of them. Tight. Under. Under.
Good read. Good read.
I think Jay was under. I'm glad Lana didn't see that, but.
Was there more sweat?
I think they're trying to stall right now.
Ooh.
Well, you can hear him. He's definitely wiping his shoes, like it's squeaking, like there might be something there.
In all my years, when this was a sweat box, I've never seen this.
Them do that?
Never.
Mike McAndrew, Kyle Barry, Greg Hunter. They were notorious for sweat on the floor.
I don't remember.
Remember back in those days, though, there was sweat on the floor.
Yeah, but
right?
I just...
You were pulling it up.
All right, let's get this serve in.
As they serve, as this ball comes across, you're going to see an X on the floor. That's where I'd be serving. He missed that X, but that's where I'd be serving. That's it. That's it.
He's having a good game.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Nice spot.
The libero for South Brunswick is a better serve receiver than he is a defender, which you see quite a bit. That's why at the club level, internationally, they can play with two liberos and they can exchange the liberos whenever they want.
I've seen that.
And they play kind of an offense-defensive libero a lot of times. He's very good with his hands in serve receive. Jared, don't take this personally, but you are terrible at defense.
I didn't know if he hit that or not.
No, he clearly did not, but he clearly wanted to. That's a better serve right there. Take them out. That's a great set right there. The middle's got to be prepared to hit that because that was a really good set. That was a double. Jared's got to learn to open up to the court and face the court and not face us in that scenario. That's close to a foot fault. It's not, but it's close to one.
Oh, man, what are we doing?
Passing tight. Jared couldn't do anything. He's back row. Once that ball crosses the plane, he can't do anything. Touch. Great swing right there by Jay, right?
Good read.
That's
good read.
I told you right there. That's a Jay right there, off the hands.
Okay, my man. Come on there.
Come on,
Andre.
Short one right there to 6. That's not quite short enough. Nice. Out. Oh, play it. Let's go. Get down. That's the kind of points you can't lose on like that when when Pat trucks Eddie trying to go get a ball. It's unfortunate.
The good thing it's still 3 points. Yeah. Oh.
I got to tell you. I got to tell you.
Well, there's a few of the parents are saying hello to the referee with the same thought.
That's disgraceful. That's a great set. Great set. Great set. One of the things you learn in volleyball is whatever the other team is good at, they're also good at defending because they see it all day in practice. So they have good middles and they run 31s and they do it well. So you can't counteract with that because that's what they're good at. You've got to go where they're not as good. Out. Antenna. Not a good swing by Pat right there. Took it off the antenna all the way.
And because I always see things differently, it went off their hands and then it hit, I swear.
Well, I will tell you that on the side of the table that I'm on, I'm definitely seeing the game a little bit differently than you are. You're pretty parallel to the poles.
Whoa.
Net violation on EB. Timeout coming from Coach Porter.
Yeah, good timeout. All right, let's see what he has to say in the huddle here.
It's on. Okay. It's on all the time. You just have the option to turn
the ball is so out. It was ridiculous.
Okay, so
only on timeouts is it on. Yeah.
This is interesting. I like that. He puts the coaches or the players away. He and the one of the captains, Mr. Coyne, and the assistant coach, Mark, talk about their strategy. Timeouts you're allowed per game, coach, or match?
Two timeouts per game. Even if it goes to OT, you just get two. Right. No, they might have added a third. No, they don't. You get two. That's it.
That's his first, right?
That's his first this game, yes.
Well, you call this third game.
Yeah, there's no way this was not going to be close. Neither team had established themselves as being that much better. Great smart swing right there by Pat. Nice touch by the libero. All right, this again another free ball here. EB's got to take advantage of that right there. That's what I was talking about. Adding one in tip. Sorry to the people that I just shouted in their ear.
Oh boy.
There you go, Pat. Great touch right there. All right, come on, make it count. Give it to Coyne. There you go. That's a lift. Sorry again. Thank God he called that.
And Coach King didn't like it.
Yeah, that's a lift, Coach King. Shelby, that's a lift. Come on, no arguing. That's a lift. That's a lift. It rolled in his arms. That was a lift. Ask Londa. You can't carry a first one. You could double a first. It rolled up his arm. Hey, I called 6 on us already tonight. He didn't call, so.
Okay, so you hear Coach Rutz being official, but I'd tell you, Coach Rutz doesn't know the rules.
It's the coach in me. Right, first ball over, you're allowed to double contact, which means that the ball could hit him in the forearms, hit him in the bicep, and be legal. But that ball did not. That ball settled in his elbows and rolled. That's a different contact. That's illegal.
At least he didn't call a do-over.
34 seasons, I've only had one do-over.
Really?
Yeah. Well, where I argued for a do-over. Great swing by Mike Coyne right there. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract from a great ball in the set right there.
Get a timeout.
Gonna get a timeout by King. Try to settle a squad down on what they think is a bad call.
All right, and Coach Patera, after watching these years, he's going to talk about stay aggressive, keep doing what we were doing to get here. Let's see if I'm right or wrong.
Take the momentum away, okay? We keep going. We go back. We make good digs. We make good sets. We put the ball away. The formula is that simple, fellas. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You got to fight for it. You got to fight for it.
Well, you heard it. It was all about momentum. Keep the momentum going and staying aggressive.
But, yeah, because that one-handed dig by Jared, he called a lift. I'm like, you had to call it. I got you.
Fatigue. Does it come into play anymore in volleyball?
Fatigue?
Yeah.
Yeah, mental more than physical. Right, and what it comes down to is, we'll take Ashley, the libero for us. Ashley's not going to physically fatigue. He plays volleyball all year round. And at club, they'll play 8 or 10 matches on a Saturday at a tournament. So he's not going to fatigue here physically. But what comes down to is, and you know it as well as I do, pressure leads to stress. Stress leads to mental fatigue. Mental fatigue leads to mistakes. So, and there's one right there, and well taken care of by Mike Coyne. Now, he called that a lift. He called that a lift. He called that a lift. Yeah, he called that a lift, so you're gonna change points on that one. That's a makeup call right there in my eyes, right? I guess I didn't see Mike's contact specifically, so I won't argue.
I thought it was good. Look, and I know I'm biased, but this time
you are as green as it comes.
It's too quick.
Yeah. There you go, right there. See that result right there? They call that ball doesn't lie. Right? When a call is made, that you think is wrong, the next ball will indicate whether you're right or wrong or not.
We've been saying that since we've been.
I think it just makes us feel better as athletes.
5th and 6th grade.
That's it. It just makes us feel better. It is. There are no hard facts on that.
That's right.
Great float. Again, they take it with their hands. When they take it with their hands, they have the option.
Okay, this is big here. We just got to play defense. Because this kid's going to float this in, right? He's not.
Yeah, he's going to float this one in.
One.
The same way. We're the same way.
Two.
In. Great call right there by Julian. And I know you won't see it on camera, but Coach King called it in as well. Which
yeah, he's like you, a class act.
Yep. You know, when you're in a match like this, you don't want cheapies. Right, you want to win the game because you won the game, not because they made mistakes, right?
Right.
Like that's an unacceptable serve by Jared this late in the game, right? You're serving soft and weak because you're afraid of making mistakes. That's
right.
It's not a bad play right there by Ed because you're taking the setter out and now you're out of system. Jay with a waffle right there. No touch. Just a bad swing by Jay. It happens, right? We don't hit at 100%, 1,000%. Right, if these guys are hitting over 280, 300 in batting terms, it's actually the same math, by the way. But
no,
that's a bad choice by Jared right there. He's got to get underneath that ball and just forearm pass it out. So this is not a tough serve. They've got to nail this pass right here and side out.
I mean, hey, you get it to 24 to begin with.
Yeah, there you go. You made a mistake. You set the ball up.
Somebody. Too easy. Well, Greg Rutz was right, as always. All right, we got to just get that deer in the headlight look away from us.
We're playing not to lose, Mr. Knob. Playing not to lose.
All right, we in the huddle there. Tags.
Capitalize on it. Keep saying the same thing over and over. Okay, you got to get into that mindset. Ball comes on our side, it should be easy, right? Good pass. You guys are making good passes. We're making good sets. We got to be able to put that ball away. All right, we got to be able to block the outside. Okay, they keep setting the outside. They keep setting the outside. They're not really setting anybody else. They set the 31 once every 30 plays. Okay, I'll take. He can hit the 31 once. He had that point. All right, let's go. We block the outside right now. Everybody ready to go. Everybody ready to go. Come on.
Finish on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Heads up high.
Now, who has got an advantage right here, the serving team or the receiving team? Because
technically the receiving team does because they're on offense.
Right.
They should be dictating what's going on.
Especially since they're not really giving bullet serves, right?
Yeah, they're giving us the opportunity to take advantage. Right. And we're not doing it. Portero's used up both his timeouts, so right now the only thing he has is subs as far as.
Right, or a shoelace.
That's a good serve. Nice floater. That's it.
Here we go.
That's it. You just
that's
go to
East Brunswick Volleyball.
How long have we said? Just go to Ed, right? Just go to Ed. Why are we going other places? Give Eddie Wang the ball. All right.
Eddie Wang Jr.
Yeah, second.
He's their go-to hitter is what the scouting report.
Wow, Eduardo. That hurts. Hey, Hey, I got to win 2 here, right? Right? Serve Ed right now. Come on, serve Ed.
That's exactly what we wanted, right? That wasn't a double?
No, because the block's not considered a touch.
I know.
But I did think it was a lift. That was a smart play by Pat right there. He actually, if you could slow that down in the TV room right now, he came up. He was a little late, but he saw the block was inside and saw that guy was late and played down the line on purpose. That's a real heads-up play right there.
My buddy,
come on, Andre.
Buddy Andre.
Unfortunately, Andre's going to serve this ball right to number 10, right in the 6th position, nice and easy. There it is. And the 31 is thrown, and that ball is out. That ball is out.
He didn't touch it, did he?
He called touch.
Well, we're not arguing, so I guess.
I think number 11 touched it. I think a J on the double block touched it. He's just not saying anything.
Well, we weren't arguing it, so.
Yeah, because the back row did not touch it, so.
No.
Middle.
Another good set.
With the coin. There it is. Lift.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
Imagine if he kicked that over, hit the net, and rolled in.
2000.
Can you imagine?
Summer of 2003. I'm playing beach volleyball with Safe Kawash, right?
Hold that story. I'm too nervous here.
Middle.
Okay, go ahead.
So I misdig a ball. Safe runs it down to what is past the wall in the gym. Bicycle kicks a ball back into play for a winning point. It happens. It happens.
But we've had the advantage.
At 26-26, I'm not letting that go.
Right.
But that ball was in. It wasn't a wrong call. Landed on the line. Right, you teach that as an okay call, especially if somebody called it out.
But your philosophy is you're not letting it go.
Not 26-26.
Right.
I'm not letting that ball drop at 26 all. That's coming back to us.
Oh, this is
Jared was under, game over. Jared went under the ball, stepped out, and stepped under the net for a net.
Well, you got to appreciate South Brunswick's excitement as the coach. We said prior to the game, he's never beaten East Brunswick, and they've never won in this gym. And he thought it would be a major effort on their part. And congratulations to them for their excitement. And, you know, they were on the ropes, what, last 3 points?
Yeah, they won that match.
Right.
They won that match. So, you know.
Last 3 points, we had the, well, we were up one. Well, a heck of a game. Jeff King, congratulations to you and your squad. Coach Patera, I know you're going to use this as a learning tool. Coach, any last thoughts, profound thoughts?
Nothing we're going to present here. I will definitely talk to Coach Patera about things I saw his team, that he probably saw 99% of them anyway, that we saw right or wrong, and things that I definitely think he can do offensively to be better. As far as where they set the ball and when they set the ball, that kind of stuff. So it's an unfortunate loss, but it was a good hard-fought battle. So.
Yep. Well, hey. Well, that's why they play the game. That's why it's called sports.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Rutz, for helping out on this broadcast. Good luck to the Bears the rest of the way, and thank you for watching, everybody.